for a special use permit to operate a contractor storage yard with storage of tree grind and firewood on premises at 1230 Town Line Road, currently zoned general industrial, and the board issued such special use permit on December 19, 2016, and subsequently, which is subject to a yearly renewal upon application by the property owner. And whereas by letter dated November 13, 2024, Matt Ficcione, Code Enforcement Officer for the Town of Lancaster, has requested that the town board renew the special use permit for an additional 2-year period. And whereas Matt Ficcione, Code Enforcement Officer, has completed an on-site inspection and found the property compliant to the original conditions of the special use permit. Now therefore resolved that, number 1, pursuant to Chapter 400 zoning, Article 6 Industrial District, Section 421B1H of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster does hereby grant a renewal of special use permit to Gregory A. Soika, owner of Greg's Tree Service, Lancaster, New York, upon the terms and conditions as set forth in the zoning ordinance for the period beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending December 31st, 2026. Number 2, that the applicant will continue to in compliance with conditions as set forth in Section 421 Industrial District and 400-78 Special Use Permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and with the following conditions, and they are the same 4 conditions.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 8, whereas Bruce Stutz, Parks Crew Chief for the Town of Lancaster, by letter dated November 8, 2024, has recommended the appointment of the following individual to the position of part-time permanent employee in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department for the fall recreation programs for the fall-winter season of 2024-2025. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the following individual is hereby appointed to the following part-time permanent position in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department for the fall recreation programs as indicated before, and these being a part-time position working not more than 19.5 hours per week, provide no health insurance, sick days, vacation, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time employees. Name of the employee is Dennis Meskel, recreation attendant at $15 an hour with a start date of 11/23/24. This is retro back to that date. Be it further with its completion of the state-required new hiring training programs and town policy acknowledgements, and the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be necessary action to implement the forward. On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 9, whereas the town board considering the proposed 65-foot by 80-foot topsoil building submitted by Anthony Pandolfi, P.E. Carmino Wood Design on behalf of Tomaine Asphalt Paving on a 8.28 approximately acre parcel located at 70 Gunville Road, SBL number 83.00-4-3.12 in the Town of Lancaster. And whereas the Town of Lancaster Planning Board has reviewed the environmental impact of this project pursuant to seeker regulations at their meeting on November 20th, 2024, and recommended a negative declaration be issued. And whereas the Town Board, Section 617.7C of the State Environmental Quality Review Act regulations, and such other information deemed appropriate, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board, and whereas the Town Board has identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, has taken a hard look at these areas, and has made a reasoned elaboration for the basis for its determination, and whereas the proposed action has been labeled an unlisted action under C, a 65-foot by 80-foot arched topsoil storage building to service an existing topsoil processing operation located at 70 Gunville Road, and will not result in any large and important environmental impacts, and therefore will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. 2, the reasons supporting this determination are set forth on the attached notice of determination of non-significance with respect to this project. 3, the Town Board as lead agency with reference to the above described action hereby adopts the attached negative declaration of environmental significance. 4, the Town Clerk shall file a copy of the negative declaration in the file for the project. 5, the town attorney's office shall prepare and file a notice of determination with the petitioner and with all required New York State and Erie County agencies, filing a copy of the letter of transmittal. And 6, this resolution is effective immediately. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
yes,
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 10, whereas Highway Superintendent John Pilato, by letter dated November 20th, 2024, has submitted a proposed agreement to the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster for the expenditure of highway funds for the year 2025 pursuant to the requirements of the highway law of the state of New York, and whereas the Highway Superintendent has advised that the allocation of money in the proposed agreement for general repairs to be conducted includes the cost of labor and materials, and whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster has reviewed the proposal by the Highway Superintendent, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster does hereby authorize execution of the proposed agreement to spend town highway funds for the year 2025 as submitted by the Superintendent of Highways. Do I have a second?
second,
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
yes,
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Burkhart, number 11, please.
11,
we're pulling 11,
we're pulling 11.
Oh, we're pulling 11.
Yes.
Okay, my apologies. Right out of the way. Okay, resolution number 12. Whereas Eric Finbar, assessor of the town of Lancaster, by email dated November 26, 2024, has recommended the appointment of Karen Loescher to the position of clerk typist in the assessor's office, and whereas Karen Loescher is eligible for appointment to this position pursuant to the standards and procedures as set forth in the civil service law, now therefore be it resolved that Karen Loescher of Lancaster, New York, be and is hereby appointed to the full-time position of clerk typist in the town of Lancaster's assessor's office, effective December 2nd, 2024, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiations agreement between the town of Lancaster and the CSEA White Collar Union and all applicable provisions of law. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, on the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
yes,
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 13, whereas by email approval from Director of Administration and Finance Nicholas Swanson has approved the request from Chief of Police William Gummel for the Town of Lancaster's Police Department for the recommended adjustments to the town's 2024 adopted budget. Now therefore be it resolved that the following budget amendments be and are hereby approved in the 2024 adopted budget of the Town of Lancaster. Going to transfer $1,300 from office supplies to telephone. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
yes,
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 14, whereas due to the vacant position in the Town of Lancaster's tax office, Diane Terranova, town clerk for the Town of Lancaster, by email dated November 26, 2024, has recommended the appointment of Jacqueline,
Jaworski?
thank you, to the position of full-time permanent clerk typist in the tax office pursuant to New York State town law. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby recognizes the appointment of Jacqueline of Depew, New York,